when I say it is mains examination, the syllabus is very much clearly specified what you have to study in science and technology regarding the mains examination, right? So for your coming examination, you have economy as well as science and technology, right? So it belongs to the general studies paper 3. So see, in this particular thing, in this particular session, I just like to give you an overview about what the syllabus requirement of this particular mains examination, then how much number of questions are being asked from this particular area. Okay, so the significance, literally the significance of this particular examination. Then obviously you will ask what are the materials that I will need to study to focus on this particular paper. And then I will also give you some sample questions which are being asked and why such questions are being asked and how you have to focus your strategy towards those particular questions. So literally how you prepare for this particular subject. That is the idea of this particular session. So I'll just start with the very fundamental thing, which is the syllabus area. Okay, so syllabus only says 3 lines. Okay, I have split it into 4, but anyway I just mentioned only 3 paras. Okay, the first one, which is the science and technology developments and their applications and effects in everyday life, right? This particular thing. See, when we say the developments which is from science and technology, there are so many developments. We have already know what science and technology means. I have already given you a great explanation about it. But anyway, see, this technological developments, when we say, there are so many things which will be happening, which are being developed every now and then all over the world, right? So which area of development we have to study, or which development or which technological development we have to study? See, I am repeatedly using the word only technological development and not the other science area. The word science and technology has 2 words, science and technology. But here in our syllabus, when they mean science and technology, it is focusing only on this particular technology areas. Okay, so I am literally focusing only on that particular area, which is technology. That's why I'm using the word technological developments. Okay, so technological developments, when we underline this particular line, it is simply mean the significant technological developments. Once again, it is only the significant technological developments. See, the word significant is not there. So by decoding the syllabus, we need to add that particular word, which is significant. Significant in world perspective and significant in Indian perspective. Okay, so there are certain developments which will be significant for India, but it might not be significant for world. Okay, so that's why I'm using the word, it is significant Indian development and significant world developments. Okay, so that significant developments and their applications, that is the main thing, the applications of that particular development. Okay, so the syllabus clearly says it is the significant development what has happened in the world or India and its applications and effects in everyday life. So the reason there I am underlining this word application, I am highlighting this particular word application. The reason is very simple. When we say there is some significant development, you should not focus on the principle or process behind that particular development. Understood? For example, see, if I say a significant Gaganyaan, okay, so we have to focus on what Gaganyaan is and what are the applications the Gaganyaan is going to make to our country. That's the thing. Understood? It is not how Gaganyaan is going to work or what are the principles behind the functioning of Gaganyaan satellite. No. Understood? So it is only the development and its applications. That is the underlining word here. So you have to study the application of that particular technological development, which is very important. You don't need to go behind the principle or process behind that particular technological development, which is not at all required. So that is why you just focus only on that particular applications. So when I say technological developments, which area of technological developments needs to be prepared? That is on one another underlying thing. So science technological development happens in many areas, but which area you have to focus on, that is one another point which needs to be focusing, right? So that for area that is given in the third point, which is awareness in the fields of IT, space, computers, robotics, nanotech, and biotech. This which is given in the para is not part of your syllabus. I have added this, but I will give you the explanation later. Wait a minute. Okay. So see, IT and computers, we can combine these two things and mention as information and communication technology, ICT. You can combine this both IT and computers as ICT. Okay. Space technology, robotics, in this time it is very significant, not directly in the term robotics, but through one another way called as artificial intelligence. So robotics here, see, it is very important in this particular year and also in the coming years. The word robotics now may focus, or now is going to be focused in the line of artificial intelligence. Okay, so robotics, you can study artificial intelligence and robotics. The word can be changed as artificial intelligence and robotics. Understood? So once again, ICT, space technology, artificial intelligence and robotics, nanotechnology, and biotechnology. So as per your syllabus, any of the science and technology developments that are being happening in these areas, ICT, space, artificial intelligence, nanotech, biotech, then you have to study that particular development. That is being considered as science and technology developments. And you have to study the applications. Okay. So I have underlined the word significant. I have, while decoding the syllabus, I have mentioned significant development. What do you mean by significant? I have already said about that particular thing. And anyone say? What do you mean by significant, ma? How can you identify which is significant and which is not significant? You have microphones? Can someone say? It is those things which is coming up in your newspaper. Those things which is coming often in your newspaper clearly says it is significant development. So science and technology significant development means it is that development which happens in any of these areas. Okay. So as per your previous questions, we have also decoded there are certain technological developments which happens in defense, nuclear, and energy technologies that can be also asked as a question to your science and technology area. Okay, which is not part of your syllabus, but it is implicit because the line says it is only science and technology developments. So in these, by decoding this particular open-ended words, you can include these three areas also: defense technologies, nuclear technologies, energy technologies. Okay, so these are the areas of scientific technology, scientific developments, whatever happened in this particular areas, not whatever, the significant development that happened in these areas needs to be studied. Okay, so that is what I like to underline, highlight about this particular syllabus. Okay, so when I say developments, you have to study 5 important headings. What does that particular development means? Which means if you take Gaganyaan, what is Gaganyaan? Okay, what are the applications of Gaganyaan? Or you can say advantages and disadvantages of Gaganyaan. Issues surrounding the Gaganyaan mission. Okay, so these are the 5 headings: what it is, advantages, disadvantages, applications, and issues surrounding it. Don't study anything beyond this particular 5 headings: what, applications, advantages, disadvantages, and issues. Nothing beyond this particular things. Okay, only these 5 things needs to be focused on. Okay, so these are the things I like to highlight from this first and third point of the syllabus. So now you can take the second point. What does the second point say? Achievements of Indians in science and technology. What do you mean by achievements of Indians in science and technology? It can be any individual or it can be any organization that represent India. That is what achievements of Indians. So when we say Gaganyaan is a significant development, that is an achievement of India, achievement of ISRO. Okay, so that's what. So here more or less this achievements of Indian is directly relevant to this particular word, which is science and technology developments. Whatever science and technological significant development that happens in India is going to be an achievement of India or Indians. Okay, so that is what. So this line is nothing but the same meaning of the science and technology significant Indian development. That is what this line implies. Okay. So the next line says indigenization of technology. Can you see this particular thing? Indigenization of technology. What do you mean by indigenization? The word indigenization. Indigenization means on our own. நம்ம நாட்டுக்குள்ளேயே நம்ம தயார் பண்ற விஷயங்கள் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி. So see, the word indigenous means on our own ன்றது அர்த்தம். But see, indigenization அவங்க சொல்லும்போது not everything can be what you can say as developed or manufactured within our country. Certain things we will buy from outside, our friends, for example Russia, and what we'll do is we will do certain changes in that particular product and will make it suit to our requirement. Understood? So now it will be a product of India, though we buy it from, for example, recently when our prime minister visited United States of America, they have signed a very great important defense deal and all. You might have gone through that particular things, right? So the defense technology transfer, everything. So such things, everything comes under the word indigenization of technology. We are getting the things from the outside country, but we are making the changes to suit our requirements. Okay. Recently in UPSC, that was one question called as S-400 defense product. I don't know how many of you have noticed that particular question. There is one product called as S-400, which is a defense shield product. That technology was brought by India from Russia. Bought by India from Russia. So that product was made certain alterations to suit our Indian requirements. Now that is what the word implies, called as indigenization of technology. So by buying that product and make a small changes to suit our requirement, will make it a product which is indigenous in technology. Okay, so that's what. Now a technology transfer has happened, which was the transfer of technology was from the outside country to our country. Okay, recently this is very important because, as I said before, our prime minister has signed an agreement with the United States of America regarding many technology transfers that is going to be coming under the line indigenization of technology. So now they may ask you a question, by doing that particular, by buying that particular or those particular transfers of technology, how is it going to impact our India? Okay, what are the positive impacts also you need to study, and what are the negative impacts also you have to study. Okay, so by buying those things, what are the positive impacts and what are those negative impacts? So that is the word which is called as indigenization of technology. Okay, clear? The last word is IPR issues. Nowadays this particular word is not having much relevant in our examination, because this IPR issue, they are focusing much or including this particular area in many other for example, they will not ask a direct question from intellectual property rights. Rather, they will make intellectual property rights a part of the question in any other areas. Okay, for example, if you want me to say in a bilateral relationship, they may ask a question which in specific about intellectual property rights relations. Okay, or they may ask in agriculture, what are the issues which are highlighting in agriculture. You have to focus on the issues. For example, India and America is having a huge issue with regard to intellectual property rights in agricultural areas. Okay, so those are the IPR issues, means the issues surrounding the intellectual property rights you have to study. Okay, the main things are agricultural, and the other things are, the other main thing is the pharma sectors. These are the two sectors which you have to focus on the issues relating to IPRs, which is agriculture and what is the other thing? Agriculture and the pharma sectors. These are the two main areas of intellectual property rights issue in our country. Okay, So you can use, you can seek the help of India WTO relationship. And when you study the India WTO relationship, you can easily underline what are the IPR issues surrounding India with many other foreign countries. Okay, the main thing is these two. Is it clear about the syllabus? I hope I have given you a clarity of what the syllabus says about our mains examination. Okay, now when we see the questions about from this part, how the questions are being asked from this particular lines, you will get a clarity. Okay, now the next slide, which is about the significance of this particular syllabus, significance of this particular chapter in the UPSC mains examination. See, I have clearly divided the technological developments: the space technology, biotechnological development, ICT development, nano development, nuclear defense and energy technology development, and there is one another development which I have focused under miscellaneous. Okay, so see, over a period of time, the questions were revolving around 2 or 3. Sometimes you can even say 4, because there are some questions which are coming from energy areas, which I have not mentioned here, but you will study anyway about the renewable energy, conventional energy, and what are the steps taken by India towards this particular things. All these things you will study, but anyway, you will also study the same energy under economic area. Under there is one subject called as, one heading called as infrastructure. Under the infrastructure, you will also study energy. So I have not included the energy questions in this particular head. Rather, I have mentioned that particular thing in the economy sector. But anyway, that will be also having a relevance to the energy technologies of here. So literally speaking, you can understand we'll be having a questions of around 30 to 45 marks. Okay, 30 to 45 marks you can expect from science and technology, which is a very significant thing, because the ability for you to score this this particular 30 to 40 marks is high when compared to any other chapter, any other subjects. Okay, so here you can easily score this particular 30-45 marks, because the number of syllabus is less, and added to that you can easily square which area to study, because the development is going to be only significant development. So that is going to be part of your current affairs preparation. So easily you can secure this particular 45 marks. You attend this particular 45 marks area. Okay, so I will also highlight how this particular 45 marks can be asked. Okay, so now I am going to jump into the next area, which is about, you will ask about the resources that you have to go through. Okay, so when I speak about resources, I have given you the detailed slides. Okay, so you focus on those notes, class notes. If if you don't have the slides with you, just ask. I will ask the coordinator to send the slides to you again. Okay, so that slides part you have to go through. Any one newspaper you can follow. I have already suggested you Hindu. Okay, so any blog site, current affairs materials means I will be suggesting any blog site. It can be Drishti, it can be Vision, or it can be Insights. Any of this particular thing. Don't study three websites, three blog sites. Follow any one blog site. That is enough. Okay, so the next one is the government programs and policies. For example, see, recently the government has come out, that Niti Aayog has come out with a national strategy for artificial intelligence. Understood? The Niti Aayog has presented a paper called as National Strategy on Artificial Intelligence. And there is one another policy called as Nano Mission. Biotech strategy, biotech policy is there. Okay, so these are the policies. So if you take India Yearbook and undergo this particular chapters, you can easily identify all the policies and programs of India in that particular, that 7 areas I have listed. These areas. Okay, so what are the government programs and policies in these particular areas? Kindly go through with the help of India Yearbook and also your current affairs materials. You can easily identify those things, because that is very much important for writing an answer. Okay, because what did I say? You also have to highlight the issues which was what is that issues of that particular technology. When you say an issue of that particular technology, you have to write what are the steps taken by our country to address that particular issues. Okay, so the steps taken by our country can be understood only with the help of this particular government programs and policies. Kindly go through this particular things, which will be very much required for your examination. So these are the things which is more than enough. Don't go through any of science and technology materials that you can get in any markets. That is of no use to you. So science and technology, well, I will also highlight why is it so. Okay, I will also highlight why I am not suggesting that particular things with the help of previous questions. Okay, so if you just focus on what the I have already given you a detailed notes about. Now we can focus on the previous questions. Understood? So after looking into the strategies, now we can focus on the previous. Now you have to do one important thing, which is you have to connect the syllabus, okay, and the questions here. Okay, so now you try to do. Now see, in 2022, see the when I say a question, the question broadly falls under two heads. One is it can be a static part, and one it can be a what I would say as current affairs part. Okay, so two heads are there. One is static and one is current affairs. First, I will touch on the static part. How the questions are being asked for the static. Now see, you see the third question, which is asked in 2020. What do you understand by nanotechnology? And how is it helping in health sector? So see, this is what I mean by static areas. So here literally mean what is nanotechnology and applications of nanotechnology in health. Understood what I mean? Clear? So this is what a static part of the question means. So we have already studied in detail about this particular nanotechnology in the class and applications of nanotechnology in the health. So if you study this particular thing, you can easily answer this particular question. This is what I meant by this particular static part. See, this is also a kind of a static area question. See, what are the research and developmental achievements in applied biotechnology? How will these achievements help to uplift the poorer sections of the society? See, what are the research and developmental achievements in applied biotechnology? How will these achievements help to uplift the poorer sections of society? See, this is also a kind of static question because see, I have given you content of biotechnology in which I have explained what is biotechnology. Then I have touched on the applications of biotechnology in agriculture, the applications of biotechnology in health, applications of biotechnology in industry, applications of biotechnology in marine sector, and applications of biotechnology in environment. Understood? These 5 headings I have touched upon to you. Now, while approaching this particular second question, how you have to focus is, what does the first line say? What are the research and developmental achievements in applied biotechnology is nothing but the applications of biotechnology. So, what are the research and developmental achievements that happened in agriculture? For example, GM mustard, BT cotton, those are achievements. And how these products helped in the upliftment of the poorer sections of society. Understood? So this is how. For example, if it is BT cotton, or you know what are the positive impacts of BT cotton? The production, the productivity is getting enhanced, the production capacity is getting enhanced, because of which the living standards of the farmers are getting enhanced. Okay, so here you have to focus on the positive impact of the development which happened in biotechnology in each applications areas like agriculture, like health, etc. Understood how the conventional part you have to write in terms of the question. Okay, so depending on the context of the question, the content has to be presented. That is what this particular. So understood how you have to focus on the static areas. Static areas, mainly the focus will be what is that particular technology, what is the application of that technology in different areas. This is what you have to study on the conventional part that I have already given to you in notes. That's why I asked you, don't go and study any books for the conventional, rather you have to focus only on the notes. Enough for you. Okay. Now coming to the second part, which is the current affairs part. See, I have mentioned about the S-400 defense system. So the government purchased this particular, this was 2021. The government purchased this on the 2021. Those they have asked a question. How is S4? This is an article which was directly there in the Hindu. How S-400 air defense system technically superior to any other system presently available in the world? Because there was a criticism on our government by saying instead of buying S-400, there was one another product which is available with US. Why did we go with S-400 instead of that particular product? That was a criticism against government, and there was an article which clearly says why S-400 is superior to any other defense systems in the world. That was a question which was very clearly that was given in the newspaper. Direct question from the newspaper, current affairs. Understood? So this is how. So if you are getting one product, how it is superior, why we are by getting that particular product? That is what is called as indigenization of technology. When we get a product from outside country, why are we buying that particular product? Okay, so that's why we have mentioned, but that's what indigenization of technology means. So why that indigenization is required? That is the question. So if you prepare in that way, this is easily answerable. Understood? So science and technology, indigenization of technology in defense. The word defense was not part of your syllabus, remember? But if you look into the previous questions, the defense technologies were also being asked. Okay, now see this particular area. Launched on, they have already given, launched on 25th December 2021, James Webb Space Telescope has been much in the news since then. What are its unique features which make it superior to its predecessor, space telescopes? What are the key goals of this mission? What are the potential benefits it holds for the human race? So what are, see, so here the crux of the question is, what is James Webb Space Telescope? What is the objective of this particular telescope? What are the applications of this particular telescope? If you know this particular things, you can easily say how is it superior to any other telescopes. Okay, so see, the questions are revolving around these particular heads. I have repeatedly saying, what is it? Advantages, disadvantages, applications, issues. If you are very clear with this particular 5 points, you have to any content. If you prepare regarding any technological product, you prepare under these 5 heads. And if you are strong with this 5 heads, you can easily manage the question very comfortably, and you can secure nearly 60% marks for that particular question, which is more than enough for any other subject. Okay, clear? Understood how the current affairs part? Now there is one question. This is in last year, 2022. And there is also one another question which is part of 2022. What is the principle behind vaccine development? I have already taken this in the class. How the vaccines are working? What are the approaches were adopted by the Indian vaccine manufacturers to produce COVID-19 vaccines? Current affairs. Okay. Because I have already said to you what are the various approaches in vaccine development. Okay. mRNA, DNA, the various mechanisms. I have already mentioned to you. Okay, so this is the question. The types of vaccines also you can say. I have already given these questions to your notes. So this is last year question. Okay, so this is how you have to prepare for this particular examination, which is science and technology. In a nutshell, if you want me to say, you have to divide the question into static and current affairs, and you have to focus only on 5 heads, which is what, advantage, disadvantage, applications, and issues. That's it. Enough. Don't go beyond these particular areas. So what are the technological development areas also I have touched upon, which is ICT, bio, space, nano, nuclear, energy, defense, and one more. Yeah, I have missed that particular thing. Anyway, now it got highlighted to me. See, there is one word called as miscellaneous. Okay, I didn't explain about this word miscellaneous. See, miscellaneous means simply By looking into this question, I can give you that answer. See, if they focus on any instead of this particular biotechnology, if there is a question, what are the research and developmental achievements in India? Instead of applied biotechnology, they have asked one question called as in India. How will these achievements help to uplift the poorer sections of society? Instead of applied biotechnology, just they mentioned in India. So now see what miscellaneous means. Miscellaneous means that applications. See, for the same question, if you have to write what are the research and development achievements in India, how will these achievements help to uplift the poorer sections of the society? You have to approach the answer. This miscellaneous subsumes all these developments. Meaning, அதாவது இப்போ இந்தியால என்னென்ன டெக்னாலஜிக்கல் அச்சீவ்மெண்ட் கேட்டாங்க அப்படின்னா, இந்த ஸ்பேஸ் முக்கியமான ஸ்பேஸ் டெக்னாலஜி டெவலப்மெண்ட்னால இந்தியாவுக்கு என்ன பலன், முக்கியமான பயோடெக்னாலஜிக்கல் டெவலப்மெண்ட்னால இந்தியாவுக்கு என்ன பலன், முக்கியமான ஐசிடி டெவலப்மெண்ட் மூலமா இந்தியாவுக்கு என்ன பலன், நானோ டெக்னாலஜிக்கல் டெவலப்மெண்ட் மூலமா இந்தியாவுக்கு என்ன பலன், இந்த டெவலப்மெண்ட் மூலமா இந்தியாவுக்கு என்ன பலன். சோ இந்த இதுல கேட்கக்கூடிய கொஸ்டின்ஸ்ல நீங்க இதுல இருக்கக்கூடிய எல்லா விஷயத்தையும் டச் பண்ணி அந்த டச் பண்ற ஏரியானால இந்தியாவுக்கு என்ன பலன் நீங்க எழுதணும். ஓகே, சோ இங்க கேக்குற கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய இதனால அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ்னால இந்தியாவுக்கு என்ன பலன்ற கொஸ்டின் மாதிரி எழுதணும். Understood? So that is what this particular line implies. Okay, I would also try to get some question from that particular example also. See, can you see this particular question? How is science interwoven deeply with our lives? How is science interwoven deeply with our lives? What are the striking changes in agriculture triggered off by science-based technology? So see, the application of S&T in agriculture. So now you have to write in a way how space technology has an impact on agriculture. Understood? You know about the applications of remote sensing technologies in agriculture. I hope you remember applications of remote sensing technology in agriculture. Okay, so that is how you have to write this answer. Application of space technology in agriculture, application of biotechnology in agriculture, application of nanotechnology in agriculture. For example, nanourea. Nanourea is an application of nanotechnology in agriculture. Applications of all these things in agriculture. So those are the science and technology, science-based technological development that has an impact on agriculture. Understood how the questions? So miscellaneous, if I put that in miscellaneous, the answer, the way you have to approach the answer is you have to include all the developments from each areas and its application into the human sectors. Okay, so that is a point I like to highlight for this particular miscellaneous rates. You will get for sure one question from that particular area. So don't get confused and don't throw random answers. You organize your answer. Okay, in space technology, the science S&T developments is having an impact on this way. In biotechnology, the science and technological developments is having an application in this way. Okay, so this is how you have to write your answers. This is very easy, in fact. But what people will do is they will just say the science and technological developments has increased the productivity in agriculture. Like that they will write. The science and technology has what is that? See, instead of writing increase the productivity in agriculture, you can say the science and technology has come out with GM varieties of these much seeds, due to which the productivity has got increased. The yield was increased by this much percentage. GM mustard you can quote. The yield was increased by this much percentage. The pesticide usage was reduced by this much percentage. All these helps in increasing the living standards of farmers. This is how you have to write how science-based technologies have created changes in agriculture. Don't write the science-based technologies has increased the productivity in agriculture. No, you have to write how the biotechnological science-based technological development has increased in agriculture. By using the remote sensing satellites data, they have identified the availability of water consumption, availability of water in a particular reservoir, and due to which the benefits of the reservoir was provided to the area surrounding Rajasthan. You can mention that. The water scarcity, the water availability was identified with the data of provided by remote sensing satellite. That has a huge impact in agriculture. Okay, so like that you have to write. Now the last and final area, which is the areas of strategies, I would say the strategies that you have to adopt. When I say strategies, see, first you have, it is very easy for science and technology. The very first and foremost important thing that you have to prepare is what are the priority areas that you have to prepare. If you prepare the priority areas, minimum 2 questions will be coming around that particular area. That is easily happens. Okay, so you have to focus on the priority areas. See, priority areas, you can, two things you can usually identify. When you look into the government initiatives recently, you can easily identify which are the priority areas. I have told you, Niti Aayog has given a report related to artificial intelligence that clearly shows artificial intelligence is a priority area. Okay, firstly. The next one is, I have given you one website called as National Innovation Commission, NIC. In National Innovation Commission, there is one heading called as Emerging Technologies in India. So when they speak about emerging technologies, 3 technologies were mentioned. One is data, big data, data analytics, and another one is artificial intelligence, and another one is cloud computing. These 3 areas. So I have mentioned all the important priority areas which was given by government, as well as that thing which has been very prominent in the newspapers also. See, the first one, big data and data protection law. Data protection law, the government is giving many priorities, so you have to prepare this particular area. There is one another area called genomics. Okay, genomics you have to, because the government, there is so much developments which is happening on genes, and you have to focus on this particular area. This is an emerging area in biotechnology. And with regard to ICT, we cannot escape from blockchain technology. The government is taking a huge measures in digital financial services, and especially the word digital localization is getting very prominent. So kindly go through blockchain technology. And there is a huge concern which is raised by India, which is electricity consumption. In electricity consumption, the blockchain technology is going to be a game changer. Once again, I'm underlining this. In blockchain technology, the government is going to try huge steps in this the area. So kindly go through that particular things. In general, I have mentioned the digital services and its impact on upliftment. Okay, what are the assistance which is provided by the digital services for the upliftment of poorer sections of the society, like that. Okay, artificial intelligence, there are 2 types of artificial intelligence. One is predictive and one is generative. You have to understand what is predictive in artificial intelligence. In 2 days back also, there was one in one meeting, the chairman of the CEO of TCS, he has spoken in detail about this predictive, these 2 words, predictive and generative AI. And you also need to understand what is the difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning. These are the words which are frequently coming up in newspapers. Kindly go through that. Quantum computing, yes. See, semiconductor industry is not going to be directly part of your science and technology, but you have very great significance of this particular industry called the semiconductor industry in India. So it can be asked either in your GS paper 1 or GS paper 3, but you could not miss this particular area. what are the you see locational factors for this particular industry, and what are the problems which is being faced by this particular industry, and what are the prospects which is being provided by this particular industry. All these things you have to prepare. Semiconductor industry, there is one technology called as disruptive technologies. Nowadays, when technology always comes with concerns, always comes with issues, so you have to understand how the technologies needs to be handled in a very ethical way, that you have to study. Cloud computing, and what are the difficulties or the challenges which are faced by the India regarding the technologies, you have to prepare. Conventional areas, I have mentioned, see, biotech applications in these sectors, nanotechnology applications in these sectors, space technology applications, like that you have to prepare. Okay, so NIC website I have mentioned, Niti Aayog reports, all the recent government initiatives and policies. Okay, so is it clear how you have to go through with the priority areas? Have some priority areas. With priority areas, easily two questions can be answered. Okay, because the syllabus is very less. Easily two questions can be answered. Okay, so these are the things I like to focus for your particular strategies, and use these particular things in your preparation and do well in your examination. Any questions or any support, you can gladly ask me, no issues. Any questions, ma? Any questions, ma? வராதே கொஸ்டின், ரொம்ப கஷ்டமாச்சே. ஏதாவது இருக்காமா? Then can I wind up? நானும் இப்படி உட்கார்ந்துட்டு இருக்கேன், நீங்களும் இப்படி உட்கார்ந்துட்டு இருக்கீங்களா? Say some answer, ma, so that I can take a decision. Ma, Lallu, yes sir for எதுக்குமா? wind up க்கா எதுக்கு? Doubts ah? Yes sir எதுக்கு? We can close. Okay, then okay, ma. Thank you. Have good day. In any cases, you can ask me. Okay. So do well. Okay. So fine. So all the best. All the best for your exams. Okay. So I'll just try to reach you in through another meeting in general. Okay. So do well. All the best. All the best. Thank you. Thank you.